Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in. And this week, we're coming at you with part 2 of Manspreading. As always, I'm Austin.
I'm Josh.
And this is the Brittany Show, hijacked version.
2.0. So the second truth is generally women are hyper aware of how much room they take up. We are raised like that. We are raised to sit with closed legs, to not talk or laugh too loudly, to not be seen or heard, to take up as little space in the world as possible. Men are not taught this. Men are not taught to sit with their legs closed or to dress modestly or not laugh loudly in public. They are not discouraged from being seen and heard in the world. So for women whom society has raised to be aware of the room they take up, when a subway car begins to fill up, we're a little too aware that our bags or feet or even a corner of our coats are taking up more room than we need, and we are usually quick to fix it and dissolve back into the background.
Okay, as a woman who's raised
Were you raised?
by
Cool.
a woman, like,
I wonder where we were going with that one.
I can say that, obviously women, I've been sitting here this whole time with my legs crossed, taking up much less space than both of you.
I just want to be known, you're the only one that's manspread so far, though. Beginning of the video.
Oh, that's not fair!
And I'm pretty sure it was to show dominance. You hijacked the show.
Yeah, that is...
I did hijack the show. But I would say, I don't know if it necessarily goes, I'm going to have to disagree with the part of dissolving so that no one can see you or whatnot, because that's not how I was raised. Obviously, I'm very loud, mouthy.
She gets it from her mother.
Sorry, Mom.
Hi, Gina.
So I don't necessarily agree, especially because I think for a lot of us in our generation, we've been kind of taught that women have a lot of voice. We're running companies now, so
Trust me, she never stops talking. Plenty of voice.
So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I do agree that women are more courteous when it comes, and we're more conscientious. Is that the correct word? Yeah, about the space that we are taking up. But I think that comes more with the instincts of being a mother. As a mother, we always put kids and dads before ourselves. So I think that might be where that more comes into play, but I don't think that's necessarily... I kind of agree, but I kind of don't agree.
Josh, I want to hear your take, not on that part, about men not being taught that modesty that was referred to.
Now, see, from my personal experience and growth, my dad was in the military and would go on deployments. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I was primarily raised by her. And she made sure that I had manners. I would say, and I don't speak for all guys, I speak for just myself here, I was told to not take up a lot of space and to not be rude, to be aware of everything else. I had a really bad habit of tapping on my knees when I was younger. I always wanted to drum. And she would, stop that immediately. Be like, look, you need to be aware of everybody else and know that they don't like that. You shouldn't do that. And I would say that I'm pretty good about respecting everybody's space. I think it's just part of your upbringing and having manners.
Yeah, I was a different case.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, my parents, they tried. All right, Mom, Dad, I know you tried, okay? But I was much more of a rebellious kid than you were, as we both know.
Extremely unruly.
While I was taught manners by my mother, and she taught me manners well, and I was well mannered when I wanted to be, but
like now,
I taught myself to be as loud as I wanted. I taught myself to make my presence known in public, no matter where I was. Didn't matter. So I kind of do fit that bias.
I think it also comes down to if you're like an introvert or an extrovert.
yeah.
I was
like
actually really
personality
shy
traits.
growing up.
Mhm.
I didn't really like to talk to people, especially strangers. I made a comment to my mom one time when I was younger. It's like, I've never felt like a baby kick. I'm kind of curious to what that would be like. And no joke, it was not very many days later that I was at her place of employment, and she had a pregnant coworker come all the way out to the car and be like, "Hey, why don't you touch my belly?" And I'm like, "Oh, I ain't doing that. I didn't know. You gotta buy me dinner first." But like, I immediately shut down. So I think that also was
Right.
why I would keep all my stuff contained.
I was a very outgoing.
Yeah, you'd have touched more than the belly.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
probably the one that got it. No, I'm just.
Yeah, all 72 years of it.
she was probably in her 20s or 30s.
72. Are we good? We got anything else to add?
The dominant. What was the first part of that? Of what you read? Was it saying like men are trying to show their dominance?
They're trying to assert their dominance by manspreading.
I don't know if I buy that either, though.
Like I said, it is a large view in the feminist community that manspreading is a sign of dominance.
So my question, though, is: has any of these women ever gone up to the man taking up multiple seats and saying,
May I
Hey.
sit down?
"May I please sit down? I don't want to rub legs with you."
Well, see, that's the thing. That's where no matter where you take information from, you're not going to get the full story because we're gathering it from one hub or another.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've done factual reporting on all of my sources. Some are mixed, some are left side, some are right side, politics. You're never going to get the full story. So whatever happened prior to that picture that somebody took of that dude with his legs 14 feet apart, we're not going to know if anybody asked him and he turned him down. This person might not have been on the entire time this guy's been riding this transit, might have gotten off before and somebody asked after. It's just hard to tell.
Now, the only thing that I do wonder, though, is the fact that major cities back in 2014 and 2015, maybe even like for the past few years or whatnot, they where did I say? Somewhere in California, they actually have fines up to $75 for their metro manners, and then Boston and New York, Madrid, Spain. That's now that's been banned there as well. So it just makes me wonder too. One, does anybody ever go up to these douchebags and say, "Close your legs"? Or two, is it really that big of a problem? Close your legs. Where so many public transit situations are having to ban it and put up
Right.
signs of men taking up multiple seats.
I think I would like to maybe after the video take an in-depth look at these regulations because I want to know the inches. I need to know what's the difference between sitting and manspreading.
Manspreading is when you take up multiple seats. So, for example, if you there's couch cushions. Yeah, so you spread, keep going, and then yes, now you are manspreading because you have your leg touching that cushion and touching mine inappropriately.
Okay,
And your
so
foot's touching
right
my foot.
here,
I
I'm
like
not touching your
Correct,
cushions,
right
and
there.
I'm not touching that cushion.
Right,
So this is not manspreading.
that would be my understanding. Because isn't
I feel like there has to be a measurement.
Now, what about bench seats, where there's no clear spot on where your seat ends and the next one starts? Got to have a measurement. I
But
want
is
to see
manspreading
cops
an issue
carrying. They
there?
got their guns, they got their tasers, and they've got their ruler. And if you're in overseas, millimeters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a regulation if we're going to make it unacceptable, if we're going to make it bannable, finable, illegal, whatever. There's got to be a measurement. If you're over 14.25 inches, if you're over 16 inches, I don't know.
And I'm going to just go ahead and address the obvious thing that probably all the viewers are thinking of is, what if I just have really big balls? Now, can you contest that in court? Be like, look, I don't apply to the 12-inch rule. I
Have
go with
large
it. I got the
testicles.
16-inch rule in my favor, and then you got to have somebody like measure your balls to make sure.
okay, time out.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the big balls have anything to do with.
Now, that's actually one of the main reasons why guys sit with their legs
you
open.
crush your testicles by squeezing your
Yeah.
legs together.
I don't know if I think you saw, but I don't think you did. While you were reading, I tried to cross my legs,
Mhm.
and some stuff got in the way. And I don't know about you, but my body just does not feel natural doing this. I don't feel natural doing this. I am actually not relaxed right now. I am using my muscles to hold my legs together. When I relax, they instantly go like that.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not taking up more. Like, I know that the seats on subways are like thin, I guess. Narrow would be the word, right? I don't think you're taking up much room. He's taking up more room than you are.
Well, the other thing you got to think about though is it's
Yeah.
possible. It's possible. Now, they're saying that this is a dominance thing and that we're better than women. But what if any one of those guys were taking that transit to their girlfriend's house or spouses, and they think they're gonna get a blowjob that day. They're gonna want to spread out a little bit to get good airflow because you do
You
not
don't want the sweat.
ball sweat.
They
You
make
know,
dude
that's
wipes. They make dude
inconsistent.
wipes.
So you just gotta have to carry that with you.
They
Now
make
you
them-
have
no,
to
no,
slip
they
your
make-
bag on here.
No, we literally just saw they have dude wipes in individual pouches. Put them in your back pocket.
She's not lying. And they're flushable. And,
And they're
eco-friendly.
flushable.
Does that put a different taste on it or anything? Because we
Some
gotta be
kiwi.
considered of women.
Right.
So we don't
So-
want to have sweaty balls. No one wants to suck a sweaty ball sack.
Honestly, though,
This is awkward.
honestly, I feel like if manspreading was a sign of dominance, I don't feel that women have anything to do with it. If I'm sitting like that to show dominance, I'm not showing it over the women on the trans. I'm showing it to the men. You can't have this seat. I'm bigger than you. That's if I'm showing dominance, it's to a man. I ain't trying to put you in check. I'm trying to put you in check. All right.
Yeah,
Like-
because he can't put me in check. Go on.
Ooh, watch the curse words. So I just like, what if this has nothing to do with women? Like, yeah, let's say somebody is doing it for dominance. Why would they want to dominate the woman? They want to dominate that big bald dude over there. Like, bet you can't take me. Come try and get my seat,
Like
boy.
like deer in the wild. Bucks fight other bucks so they can be the leader of the herd.
Right.
So you're
And
trying to
then
be a
they get-
leader of a herd of people on a subway train?
All places.
All subway trains.
All, not even just subways, but buses.
we're taking over your taxis.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I want to jump to the next subcategory of this, which is by far my personal favorite. So PJ Media did a study on manspreading, whether it was a sexist act or science.
Ugh.
So back to a couple paragraphs. Here's what happens when someone like me sits with his knees close together. The round ball at the top of the femur will pinch against the outside edge of the acetabellum, which is your hip socket.
Pretty sure you butchered that.
Yeah. Straining the labrum that lines the socket. To get into that position, I have to activate the adductor muscles on my inner thighs. That automatically triggers resistance from the adductor muscles on my outer thighs, creating tension that can reach all the way up to my lower back. The second I release the contraction, my thighs spread apart, leaving a gap of about 15 inches from the center of each kneecap, more than 3/4 of the distance to a proper man spread. Women, on the other hand, have a wider pelvis and thigh bones that more naturally angle in towards the body's midline, rather than away from it. Sitting with the knees close together is a stress-free position most of the time, although that changes during pregnancy when the weight of the belly pushes the knees out. So, and I fact-checked. It is true that men and women have different pelvic structures. Ours
Yeah.
are wider, and then
No, women's are right.
Yeah.
that's yes, ours. I identify
Oh,
that
you're-
right now. The women's are wider, and we can look at the science and see that it's. I
You
don't
have
think,
to contract your muscles to get your legs to stay together if you're
Right.
Okay, but come
I
on
have to
now,
full
guys. Like,
flex.
really, guys have to, like, be this far out? That's comfortable?
Let me ask you.
Excuse me, sir.
Can you can you measure that? Because I mean, 15 inches. So this, I'm gonna show you my man spread. This is my comfortable sitting. If I'm sitting on a
Let's
Yeah.
see here. I would say this is about what I do.
right, this is my comfortable spot right here.
I think wrist to elbow pit is 12 inches on me. I think so. I'm probably a good 12 incher.
when you go down between the legs, I'm about 12 inches. Oh, he's getting flustered now. He's
Just to
turning
the
red.
knees.
He's turning red. So, Brittany, what
But-
do you think?
I mean, okay. I get that there's scientific proof here.
Whew. But there's a but.
There is a but. But
See?
okay.
But
I still think that it's inconsiderate to push your legs out that far. The way that you guys were sitting, in my opinion, it wasn't that bad. But if we were on a public transportation area and like both of you would pull your legs in a little bit more. And
I
if,
know that I would.
and if it's
Correct.
uncomfortable, then stand up so that somebody who would want to sit could sit.
Yeah, I would say in a crowded situation like that, I would first, try to keep my legs together. I might even cross my ankles to kind of just help
To help.
keep them together.
mm-hmm.
And if it got to the point that I was uncomfortable for too long, then like you said, I would stand up. I do think that it's our responsibility as men to deal with our shortcomings genetically, just for the sake of being nice to others.
Right. I understand.
Whether it's a girl next to me or a guy next to me, because when you if it's a subway full of dudes and we're all man spreading, we're gonna fit half the people in there.
Brings me to my next question. Is manspreading subconscious?
I would say, I don't think most people do it on purpose. I don't do it on purpose. I didn't even realize I was doing it until the video came out.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you sit, like I said, you go and you sit how you would comfortably sit. The part that then becomes rude is just continuing to do it as if there are people standing. I think that's where the big issue comes to, and obviously big cities have gotten involved in this. So yeah, it's a science, it's a
It's all
scientific.
crowded at that point.
Yeah.
So.
It's crowded, and at that point, then if you subconsciously you sit down and you make it so that you're comfortable, and then all of a sudden you see somebody standing in front of you, and there's empty seats beside you. At that point, you should know you're doing I'm taking up a lot of room.
Right.
And like I said, don't be the douchebag taking up a lot of room. Is douchebag a bad word?
Buff out, you said it enough. So I personally,
Is that a cuss word?
I find it hard to
Probably.
believe that any man, even the douchiest of douches, that any man would spread his legs solely to show dominance. I feel that it is a subconscious act because, and I think this goes back to the feminist point of view, because most men have been taught to not be wary of how much space they take up. Every father tells his son, you're the king. You're the head of the house while I'm gone. You gotta take care of her. You gotta take care of your mom. You gotta watch out for your little sister. You're the man. You're the protector. You're the big shot, So I don't think I just think it's just part of our DNA. We've been,
Not
We-
DNA.
it is bred straight into the male chromosomes.
No, chromosomes part of the DNA. That is the DNA. So no,
That's what I'm saying.
Go
It's been
off
bred
that.
into our chromosomes.
no.
We
That's
are
scientifically not proven.
the hot shots.
You're not.
All right, and that's why subconsciously we may take up a little more room, but it's because we have so much on our shoulders. We feel that we've
Oh,
been
we have so
It's
much.
we've had
ingrained into our
everything dropped
minds.
onto us.
They've had everything dropped onto them. This is getting good.
Just
I'm
saying.
pretty sure it's moms. Moms are the ones who have everything dropped onto them. But you can keep going.
Yeah,
King.
that's fine because that has nothing to do with this video.
It's a whole nother video.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna
we're gonna
compose
cut that
myself.
out. But we've had all these tasks and all of these beliefs dropped, put on our shoulders, and so we just feel big, we feel comfortable.
We feel big. Sorry. They're never gonna have me back here again.
Somebody needs to go to bed. So
Isn't this morning?
lastly,
You messed up.
is it rude?
Yes.
I wasn't asking you yet.
I don't care.
Is it rude?
thought we were asking me first.
What do you think, Josh?
You go first.
It's rude.
Yeah.
I've been saying it the whole time.
Yeah, I know.
It's rude. It's extremely rude. It's inconsiderate of everybody else the train or the bus, and clearly it's a big enough issue that cities are now banning it.
I think we
And-
both kind of agreed, all three of us really, that it's situational. If you're
Yeah.
the only person on the transit,
They're freaking
man,
spread out,
as
man.
much as you want. Even
Right.
if there's two people, you guys can sit, or gals can sit on opposite ends.
You-
But the
You
moment,
can woman spread.
yeah, woman spread. But the moment space starts becoming an issue, and there's a lot of people on there, it's completely disrespectful if you continue to do 20-inch spread.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. If it's crowded,
I think we can all meet in the middle on this one.
Meet in the middle.
As far I would say
No,
the
don't meet in
people
the middle.
the people that think man spreading is completely okay, I think you need to come to the feminist side a little bit and realize that it's not always okay.
yep.
And these hardcore feminists, the woman that's pouring bleach on people, I think they need to dial it back a little bit and realize that, this is not something that we're intentionally doing. We just biologically are shaped a little bit differently. and
This
that we
is
should-
not a sign of dominance. I promise. If one of us are man spreading, it's because our balls hurt.
We're just trying to get some airflow. We're just trying to be comfortable. We want to be comfortable.
So all
that's
women
what
need to do is say, "Hey, man, you want to close those legs so I can sit down?"
I mean, if we're wearing a skirt without underwear, kilt for you Scottish lads.
Lads. Hey, yo, lad.
Definitely would be a kilt. Would you wear a skirt?
Yeah, I'd definitely wear a skirt if needed.
I'd wear leggings. I would do it. If I had to, I think I would.
You would wear leggings,
I'd
like under the skirt.
try everything once.
Yeah.
Skeggings?
What is skating?
Skirt leggings.
Yeah. A skirt with
It was in the
leggings
name.
under it. Duh.
We're getting off topic.
Yeah. Alright, so, anyways, that's man spreading. Let us know what you think.
Like, comment, subscribe, share. Still doing the giveaway, so once we get to 100 subscribers, you know what to do.
You gotta subscribe on like the YouTube channel. I found that out the hard way. You have to like make a YouTube thing.
Yeah, but let us know in the comments what you guys think. Is it bad? Is it good? And get back to us.
As always, this is Josh.
This is Austin.
And this is Brittany.
This
And
is her
has
show.
been The Brittany Show.